Check, check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. Check, check, 1, 2.
free to wave anybody out if you want to.
Oh, that's great.
Bad news is he's playing second. You'll probably wish he was the one that kept playing.
That was a challenge, right?
The thing is, there's plenty of rest, but on this thing we don't really have to play very much. And but usually in these kind of things you have to play, for hours.
Yeah, I remember doing it in high school. We had our high school wind ensemble, which already sucked.
So Doug's just
play it over.
That's just the way he's used to doing it. Yeah. Okay, we're starting.
Ready? Two, three, four.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Karen Murray, the Associate Dean of Admissions for the School of Medicine here at New York Medical College and Assistant Professor for the Department of OBGYN. It is my honor to be the Grand Marshal at the 163rd Commencement Ceremony of New York Medical College. I now call upon the group Arrhythmias, who will lead us in the national anthem. Please remain standing until after the invocation. And at this time, I ask that everyone please silence their phones. And revered members of the clergy, Chairman Mr. Marks, members of the Board of Trustees, President Kadish, Chancellor Halprin, deans, officers, and faculty. The candidates are in their places. New York Medical College commencement is now in session. Rabbi Krupka, Executive Vice President of the Touro University System, will offer the invocation.
Avinu Shabashamayim, our Heavenly Father, bless all those who have assembled here today to rejoice in the commencement exercises of the New York Medical College School of Medicine class of 2022. Almighty God, Rofei Chol Basar Umaflila Asos, you are the healer of all flesh, wondrous in your acts. We gather this afternoon as an academic community and as an extended Touro family to celebrate the achievements of these men and women who have accomplished so much. Before you stand the graduates of 2022, who stand at the dawn of their chosen careers to bring healing and comfort to your world. Men and women who have dedicated themselves to the great art and science of medicine and healthcare, a destiny and a noble mission. We have lived these last 2 years through extraordinary times, Almighty God. We've experienced dark days, but you have kept us from stumbling. We have lifted our voices to you and you responded. And now we emerge into the light of your guidance and the warmth of hope in a renewed future. We ask that you bestow health and prosperity to your creations and grant us wisdom and compassion so that we may make a difference to all of humanity. Dear God, these dedicated students have worked so incredibly hard. They have toiled long and grueling hours. They have endured sleepless nights to master the intricacies, the complexities, the frailty, and the wonder of your most precious creation, humanity. These students have been nurtured, trained, and mentored by distinguished and devoted faculty, not merely in the details of their science, but as Maimonides, a preeminent 13th century rabbinic scholar, physician, and revered communal leader, observed regarding physicians, they have been imbued and inspired with understanding, a reverence for human life. Dear God, we beseech that you shower your blessings upon the families of these students, the parents, spouses, children, and other dear ones who have been there for support and encouragement and have fortified and have forfeited so much to ensure that these students succeed. Today, our hearts are filled with pride and joy as we gaze out upon you, the graduates, and grasp the talent, the scholarship, achievement, and promise that you represent. May the Almighty provide you with every blessing so that you can, each of you, fulfill your own unique potential and destiny. Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi Krupka. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to make a public announcement. Please keep our aisles clear during the ceremony. Crowding of the aisles pose a fire risk. We do have 3 professional photographers available to take photos of your children. Remember, you're going to be blocking someone else when you stand in the middle of the aisle. If for any reason you must take a photograph, please return to your seats quickly. I am pleased to introduce Mr. Joseph Marks, Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Marks.
Honored guests, members of the administration, faculty, families, and friends, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am pleased to welcome you to this momentous occasion. To the graduates of the class of 2022, you have each demonstrated remarkable aptitude that will travel with you on your new journey in medicine. Your academic achievements, dedication, and desire to make the world a better place may bring you to some far-off wonderful places, but we hope you always remain close in heart and in spirit to New York Medical College. On behalf of all of us at New York Medical College, allow me to wish you all the best for a lifetime of success, health, and happiness. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Marks. We now welcome to the podium Rebecca Nguyen, candidate for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, who will give the student address.
All right, good crowd. Greetings to the Chairman, Board of Trustees, President, Chancellor, Deans, faculty, distinguished guests, and fellow graduates. A side effect of medical school is that I'm having a really hard time not giving this speech at 2 times speed. First, I'd like to thank the family, the friends, the partners, and the children, yes, some of us took on an extra challenge or 2 during medical school, who are celebrating here with us today. When you love someone, you give them a piece of your heart, and you receive a piece of theirs. And with time, each of our hearts becomes like a quilt with different patches and colors all sewn together. And in life, there are so many forces pulling at us. Grief and fear and deadlines pull and pull at us until our hearts tear. There's too much to carry, and sometimes the fabric won't hold. We don't recognize ourselves anymore, and we can't find our way back. It is in those moments when you, the people who have known us, who have loved us, give us back those pieces of our hearts. And in those pieces, we see the artist who would take any excuse to dress up in a costume. We find the kind-hearted jokester who would do anything to make people laugh. And we run into the stubborn kid who said, I know what I want to do, and I'm gonna do it. So, I'd like to take this moment to thank you all. Thank you for pulling us away from our computers when we desperately needed a break. Thank you for loving us even when we studied our brains into a pulp. Thank you for all the late night phone calls when we broke down and said, I don't think I can do this. And you said, I know you can. This is a moment for you to say, I told you so. Now to the main event. The New York Medical College class of 2022. If you haven't heard already, we're pretty smart. But there's always more to learn. Here are a few of the things that I have learned from my classmates. How to pronounce tourniquet. I thought it's pronounced turkey net. How to make a highly fashionable outfit out of garbage bags for a raccoon-themed party. And also, if you can't do that, store-bought hefty bags are fine. If you're going to be late, you may as well grab a bagel on the way. A trampoline is an excellent accessory for any home. And some of the best friends you'll make are the ones who will stand in your kitchen and scream at the world with you. I want to thank my classmates for making so many difficult experiences more bearable through your knowledge, your kindness, and your memes. Life moves really fast. In the past few weeks, we have been juggling finishing medical school with starting new jobs, moving to new cities, and trying to squeeze in some fun. We've been going 1,000,000 miles an hour trying to fit everything in. So now, I invite you to take a deep breath, look around you, and take this moment for yourselves. This is real. This is yours. You did this. Congratulations to the New York Medical College class of 2022, and I'll see you in the hospital.
Thank you, Rebecca. I would now like to introduce Dr. Alan Kadish. He's the president of New York Medical College and the Touro University System, who will introduce our 2022 commencement speaker, Dr. Kadish.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to the class of 2022. It's great to be here in person on an absolutely gorgeous day. I hope it portends well for all of our futures. I just want to begin by thanking our students for being flexible enough and resilient enough to make it through an incredibly difficult 4 years. Sure, it's medical school, but then you each had to deal with the uncertainty of what is going to happen tomorrow with COVID. So thank you for bearing with us, and thank you for making it here till today. I also want to thank the leadership of New York Medical College, who tried to steward us as best as they could, and I think as best as anyone could, through the current pandemic. Dr. Edward Halpern, the Chancellor, Jerry Nadler, Dean of the School of Medicine, Robert Amler, Dean of the School of Health Sciences and Practice, and Joseph Mark, whom you just heard from, the chair of the board. Also like to thank the scientific committee that helped us make decisions during these tough times, led by by Dr. Solomon Amar, the Research Provost at Touro University, and Marissa Maltecalvo, as well as Dr. Ambler. So thanks to all of you for getting us through this. But actually, the person who really deserves our thanks is today's guest speaker, whom I'll talk about in a moment. But I would suggest to you that more than any other person in the entire world, Dr. Bourla was responsible for making sure that vaccines effective against COVID were available to the largest number of people throughout the world. And he's the one who really deserves our thanks. So before I introduce Dr. Bourla, just a few words to the graduates. As several of us have mentioned, it's been a tough few years. Clinical rotations were interrupted. Lectures went on Zoom. The uncertainty of how the pandemic would evolve meant that medical students, who were particularly good at organizing and planning, had to enter an entirely new realm where they were flexible enough to deal with unforeseen circumstances. Not only did you make it through that, but through a variety of initiatives helping with testing and vaccination and supporting your classmates and the community, you helped make a difference in the response to the pandemic. And if there's one word that I would suggest characterizes your experience in medical school and what it took to succeed in these difficult times, it's resilience. And while it may have seemed tough and challenging and frustrating, and a few other words that I can't mention up here, I think the skills that you acquired, not just in medicine and knowledge, but in dealing with the unknown and dealing with whatever comes your way, are things that will serve you well in healthcare and in life in the years to come. It's no secret that we live in a bit of unstable times. Dr. Bourla mentioned to me, and he was kind enough to just come back from Davos to speak here today, that the main topics of conversation were the war in Ukraine and inflation and COVID. Not a great time and a time of uncertainty. So both in dealing with healthcare and the rapid changes and challenges that occur, and in dealing with your lives and service to society, it's a time when flexibility and resilience will be needed. And each of you students today who's made it here to graduation has shown that you've been able to acquire those skills if you didn't have them already when you got here. And for that, we're both immensely proud and immensely hopeful about the future, that you, with your commitment to serving community and with your knowledge about medicine and health science, can really make a difference in the future. So it's an honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Bourla, and I would suggest to you that it's a rare treat to be able to introduce a true hero. Dr. Bourla leads Pfizer in its purpose, breakthroughs that change patients' lives, with a focus on driving the scientific and commercial innovation needed to have a transformational impact on healthcare. He's only been CEO since 2019 and chairman since January 2020, and he's had to lead the company and the country through its most difficult healthcare crisis in a century, and he's done that amazingly. He's had a diverse and successful career at Pfizer, which has informed his understanding of the needs of patients and deepened his commitment to helping ensure equitable access to medicines and vaccines. He's a doctor of veterinary medicine and an accomplished researcher in his own right, and has been awarded a number of honors. He's about to receive the 2022 Genesis Prize in recognition of his leadership during the pandemic. In 2021, he was named CEO of the Year by CNN Business and inducted into the Crain's New York Business Hall of Fame. He's on the executive committee of the Partnership for New York, a vice president of the International Federation of Pharmaceutical Manufacturers, and a member of multiple boards. He's also a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and a number of other committees. He's also got an amazing personal story, which he'll tell you about. His family having barely survived the Holocaust, coming to the United States and built the incredible career that you've heard about and will hear about. I don't think any of us can express enough gratitude to Dr. Burla, both for what he's accomplished and for being here today. Dr. Burla, please join us for your address.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Cadiz, for that kind introduction. I want, of course, to thank the trustees, the faculty, the New York Medical College for inviting me here to deliver today's commencement address. And, of course, congratulations for what a wonderful achievement of 4 years' hard work. I'm thrilled that we can be here in person today. I had the opportunity to deliver 2 commencement speeches last year. All were digital. And we know that graduations are so much more enjoyable, more meaningful when we can feel the presence of the people that taught us and the people that together we work hard to gain this well-deserved degree. As a proud Jew myself, I'm thrilled to be speaking at a school that is part of the Touro University system, one of the largest Jewish educational institutions in the United States. Now, hailing from Greece myself, the birthplace of modern medicine, I'm always heartened to be in the presence of those who represent the future of healthcare, you. If you are anything like I was at my graduation, as exciting as the moment is, I'm sure you're also feeling a little bit nervous about what comes next. That's because every graduating class enters a world filled with both great promises, but also great challenges. And you, my friends, are no different. Now, the exciting thing about your new chapter is that there is no curriculum. The entire thing is an elective. Your choices will define your future going forward. And we live in a time that choices make a difference. Science is increasingly demonstrating the ability to take on the world's most devastating diseases. And as we continue to build upon our innovation ecosystem, we expect a dramatic impact on human health and disease, where we can hopefully cure many incurable conditions, transform others into manageable chronic conditions, and be prepared for the next pandemic, if it comes. At the same time, the convergence of several global events is putting great pressure on global health. COVID-19 has caused catastrophic loss of life and pushed healthcare systems to their limits. The war in Ukraine also has led to a tragic loss of life, while spawning a refugee crisis across Europe and other parts of the world. And climate change has the potential to impact public health in a myriad of ways, including increasing the risk of vector-borne and water-related illnesses. These challenges may seem insurmountable, but if I have learned anything during the past 2 years, is that nothing is impossible. 2 years ago, as COVID-19 was spreading across the globe, the New York City was at its epicenter, in fact. Pfizer, we challenged ourselves, I challenged my team to develop a vaccine and get it in the hands of patients in less than a year, instead of the 8 to 10 years it usually takes. Understanding the urgency of the moment, my team came to me with an incredibly ambitious plan that would have shattered all previous vaccine development timeline records. They said that they could have a vaccine in 15 months. But I felt that still that wasn't enough, because the fall was not in 15 months, was in 8. I asked them to think about how many more people would get sick or die if we didn't deliver by the fall. Many of them thought what I was asking for was unreasonable. And most, they thought that it is impossible. But they went back to the drawing board. They pushed themselves outside their comfort level, outside their comfort zone, and eventually advanced our science more quickly than they had ever imagined they could. They delivered a plan that would deliver a vaccine in 8 months. And they did it. And developing the vaccine was just the first step. The challenge was repeated because we had simultaneously had to be able to produce enough doses for everyone in the planet. The previous year of the pandemic, Pfizer was manufacturing approximately 200 million doses of all our vaccines across all our manufacturing sites in the world. What I asked the team to do was not to make 300 million doses of the new vaccine. That by itself would have been incredibly difficult, but would force everyone to think how they can improve the new processes, the current processes, rather than being able to deliver something completely new. I didn't ask them to deliver 300 million doses. I asked them to deliver 3 billion doses in the first year of manufacturing of this vaccine. And they did it. By the end of 2021, we had produced 3 billion doses of vaccines that were distributed to 179 countries across the world. Already, we are in a position right now to cover all the needs of the world, as much as that can be. But of course, the third step, which was getting the vaccines to patients everywhere around the world, has proven to be the most challenging one. Unfortunately, there exists a tremendous health equity gap in our world that determines which of us can have access to the latest medical innovations and which of us cannot. Right now, we have hundreds of millions of doses of vaccines that are donating from the US government or the European Union for free. And unfortunately, the vaccination rates in developing countries are very low because supply is only one component of this gap in equity. The lack of infrastructure, the lack of people that will diagnose the diseases, the lack of people that will deliver the vaccines. Medical centers, vaccination centers are driving vaccinations very, very, very low right now. With all we have learned and accomplished over the past 2 years, we really need to do something to close this equity gap. You just mentioned, President, that I had a great honor to come back from Davos yesterday. But the honor was that I served the States at the World Economic Forum with the presidents of Rwanda and the presidents of Malawi, as well as Bill Gates, to launch an accord for a healthier world. According to this groundbreaking initiative that we launched yesterday, Pfizer commits to provide all of our patented medicines or vaccines that are currently available in the US or in Europe on a non-for-profit basis at cost to 1.2 billion people living in the 45 poorest countries of the world, among them Rwanda and Malawi. And we made the commitment that as we discover new medicines, they will automatically find their way to this list that will be provided to these countries at cost. The decision to launch such an accord was an easy one because it was guided by our purpose: breakthroughs that change patients' lives. And the recognition that our breakthroughs won't do anyone any good if people can't get access to them. I was surprised when many people on interviews, they asked me, how do you think your shareholders will feel that you are giving at no profit to a very large part of the population these vaccines? And I said that if I was a shareholder, I would like to invest in a company that is doing the right thing. And this is, I think, how our shareholders will feel. As physicians yourself, you understand better than most of all professions the power of purpose. It was purpose that filled you with excitement and I'm sure a little anxiety at your white coat ceremony. It was purpose that fueled you through long nights and kept you from quitting during those times that got a bit overwhelming. And it is purpose that has you looking to the future with a great sense of hope that you can make a difference in this world. As graduates of this great institution, you stand on the shoulders of many purpose-driven professors, researchers, and students who have come before you. Barrier breakers like Sophie Rabinov, former professor and director of the college's Department of Public Health and Industrial Medicine, who became the only female physician in the first group of American Zionist medical unit that created the first clinic in the British, at that time, occupied Palestine for Jewish and Arab students. Innovators like Edwin Kelburn, former faculty member of the Department of Microbiology and Immunology, who developed more than 50 years ago a method for producing high-yielding recombinant influenza vaccine strains, a method that is still used today, 50 years later. And visionaries like William Campbell, former adjunct faculty member of the same Department of Microbiology and Immunology, who discovered, along with his partner Satoshi Omura, a drug that treats parasitic diseases such as river blindness. This breakthrough earned the two of them the 2015 Nobel Prize in Medicine or Physiology. While I don't know any of these innovators personally, I would bet that one thing they had in common was a clear understanding of their purpose in life. Each of you were fortunate to have found a school that allowed you to thrive in pursuit of your purpose. Now the world needs you to turn your purpose into action. The accelerating pace of innovation is a cause for great hope because it will result in improved health outcomes. And each of you, whether you become a surgeon, a primary care physician, a researcher, a teacher, or a clinician, you will be on the front lines with an opportunity to have a significant impact on human lives, on patients and their families. At Pfizer, we refer to the development of our COVID-19 vaccine as a moonshot, a term that has become shorthand for reaching big, for pursuing aspirational and difficult ventures. Today, I would challenge each of you to pursue your own moonshot, to ask yourself how you can achieve something that no one else has done before, to find out how far you can push the limits of science to have the most meaningful impact on patients, to create something truly transformational, either for global health or for an individual patient that may be in your care. This is how science continues to advance, how medicine continues to win the battle against disease, and how you will leave your mark on the world. I will close with words of wisdom from perhaps the greatest philosopher of all time, the namesake of the university from which I proudly graduated, the Aristotle University. Aristotle said 2,300 years ago, our problem is not that we aim too high and miss. Our problem is that we aim too low and hit. I encourage each one of you to aim high, higher than you can ever imagine. And if at first you miss, don't lower the target. Keep aiming high, because when you hit, the reward will be great for you and for the people that are dependent on you. Thank you again for letting me be part of this wonderful celebration in this wonderful moment of your life. The end of what you think it is a challenging chapter, but the reality it is the easiest part of life. Congratulations, good luck, and thank you in advance for the tremendous good you will do for the world. Enjoy the rest of the ceremony and good luck. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Borla. I now call upon President Kadish to the podium to confer the degrees for the class of 2022. Dr. Kadish.
Well, now that you know what your goal is, will the class of 2022 please stand? By the power vested in me by the Board of Regents of the State of New York and the Board of Trustees of New York Medical College, I hereby award to you, the class of 2022, the degree of Doctor of Medicine with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities that relate to it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Kadish. I call upon Dr. Jerry Nadler, Dean of the School of Medicine, to present his class of 2022.
Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Borla, for such a wonderful, inspiring speech. So the students, I think you're going to be rising again, and now we're at the stage that you've all been waiting for. The degrees have been conferred. Now it's time to get hooded and receive your diploma. So I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. Students, please rise and be prepared for moving forward to be hooded and receive your diploma. Congratulations.
Yes. Hello, I'm Dr. Jane Ponterio, and welcome. Will the first group of hooders please take, you're going to stand here or there? Yeah. Wherever you want to stand, you could stand. And Dr. Nadler? Dr. Nadler? Yeah, thank you. Nice. Thank you. Dr. Bracha Yafa Abraham. Dr. Michelle Abrahwa. Dr. Adil Naweed Afridi. Dr. Alice Alexandrov. Dr. Alejandro Andrade Vicente. Dr. Christopher Lyle Angel. Dr. Jude Ani. Dr. Catherine Keys Anand. Dr. Eric Bailey. Dr. Emily LaRue Bacchus. Dr. Daniel Basili. Dr. Jeffrey Baum. Dr. Alexander Mark Besson. Dr. Malik Beydoun. Dr. John Bishara. Dr. Amelia Eileen Bohidar. Legacy. Congratulations. Dr. Jeffrey Michael Bortman. Hello again. Dr. Daniel McDonald Bowen. Dr. Michael Allen Brinton. Dr. Samantha Maria Bruno. Dr. Joseph Buchan. Dr. Carly Alexandra Carlin. Dr. Richard Chowdhury. Dr. Sharif Omar Shibo. Dr. Charisma Chabra. Dr. Etienne, no. Our next set of Hooders, please. Dr. Vivian Chu. Dr. Erin Jisoo Cho. Dr. Jennifer Lynn Sillis. Dr. Marissa Nicole Contento. Dr. Sean Michael Covello. Dr. Sina Dadafaran. Dr. Tyler James D'Agostino. Dr. Tiffany Manda Dang. Dr. Kyle Innes Dannenberg. Dr. Diane De Jesus. Dr. Samuel Nicholas DeSantis. Dr. Ida Danuka. Dr. Adam Jordan Dinoff. Dr. Keshav Krishna Dixit. Dr. Justin Alexander Domingo. Woo! Dr. Catherine Mary Donlin. Dr. Sylvie Dorr. Dr. Henry James Dumpke. Dr. Minna Ibrahim. Dr. Eval Elkin. Dr. Kathleen Gao Fan. Dr. Moshe Fenster. Dr. Andrew Lawrence Flesher. Wait. No, okay, that's fine. Dr. Alex Moy Fang. Dr. Jeanette Marie Freeman. Dr. Catherine Margaret French. Dr. Michael Frolinger. Dr. Jia Chen Gao. Will our next set of Hooters take the stage? Dr. Luan A. Garcia. Dr. Sergio Scatsoflias. Dr. Shuchi Gore. Dr. Nathan Scott Gilbreth. Dr. Raphael David Gildengorn. Dr. Yosef Glick. Dr. Shlomi Gold. Dr. Chirag Govardhan. Dr. Menachem Greenberg. Dr. Jacob Ezra Greenspan. Dr. Jordana Gross. Dr. Muhammad Wissam Halabi. Dr. Jordana Leah Herblum. Dr. Matthew Lewis Holstein. Dr. Eva Berkman Holzner. Dr. Raisa Habiba Hussein. Dr. Albert Huang. Dr. Fiona A. Hudgens. Dr. Justine Hung. Dr. Victoria Hung. Dr. Sonia Herr. Dr. Juliet Jacobson. Dr. Tianbo Zhang. Dr. Carl Edouard Jean-Pierre. Dr. Alexandra Jordan. Dr. Robert Leo Kane, who graduates also with a research area of concentration. Next set of Hooters. Dr. Faris Aziz Katkuda. Dr. Gurpinder Kaur. Dr. Hamza Khan Tareen. Dr. Chan Woo Kim. Dr. Jennifer Kim. Dr. Ruri Katada. Dr. Sabrina Sarah Kohansad. Dr. Madeline Michelle Kosick. Dr. Stacia Koster. Dr. Dana Michelle Krinsky. Dr. Elizabeth Leiter. Good to see you. Dr. Jun Sub Lee. Dr. David Jeremiah Lewis. Dr. Joy Lee. Dr. Cynthia Lin. Dr. Christina Renee Lucente.
Dr. Eitan McGency. Dr. Kuldeep Kaur Mahal. Dr. Jacqueline Mary Marr. Dr. Sanjana Mary Kunte. Dr. Megan Carey Durkin Museda. One second. Dr. Nicole Emily Matlock. Dr. Megan Elizabeth McCordick. Dr. Tori Ann McKnight. Dr. Latoya Natalie McLean. Dr. Jessica Lynn McMillan. And thank you to our hooders. I'll invite the next set of hooders up to the podium. Dr. Shannon Kate McNall. Dr. Madeline Rose Michelli. Dr. Yair Miller. Dr. Sarah Beth Mink. Dr. Amanda Molinelli. Dr. Isadora Montiparo. Dr. Corey Patrick Mortis. Dr. Kayla Robbins Morell. Thank you. Want to give you a moment. Dr. Connor James Murphy. Dr. Michael Muss. Dr. Harry Moni Nath. Dr. Bemnat Balina Nawai. Dr. Christina Ng. Dr. Rebecca Lee Wynn. Dr. Jonathan Vincent Ogolnik. Hey, just a minute there, okay? Dr. Kelsey Elizabeth O'Hagan. Dr. Matthew Lewis Oleksak. Dr. Brian Patrick Oliver. Dr. Titilola Oluwashola. Dr. Arjugo Friedel Onwumare. Dr. Sean Christopher O'Rourke. Dr. May Peng. Dr. Terry Elmoon Park. Dr. Kavitha Unil Putel. Dr. Ruby Patel. Dr. Anne-Marie Louise Pell. Dr. Sarah Phillips Correa. Dr. Courtney Marie Pinto. Thank you to our Hooders. I'd now like to invite the next set of Hooders up to the podium. Dr. Alessandra Renee Piscina. Dr. Aaron Jeffrey Plosker. Dr. Trevor Plummer. Dr. Emily Rademacher. Dr. Nadira Rahman. Dr. Camila Ramirez. Dr. Cameron Andre Rowandozzi. Dr. Cody William Reber. Dr. Michael J. Riley. Dr. Duncan James Robertson. Dr. Michael Rocco. Dr. Carly Ann Rowe. Dr. Benjamin Nathan Rosen. Dr. Rochelle Rubenstein. Dr. Nora Sadek. Dr. Jacob Henry Sandor. Dr. Michael David Schiff. Dr. Jake Michael Schwartz. Dr. Michaela Renee Scott. Dr. Amanda Marie Scudder. Dr. Adonai Ann Sebastian. Dr. Michael Selesky. Dr. Sivan Shahar. Dr. Michael Stephen Shatkin. Dr. Richard Shee. Dr. Chelsea Sue Camacho Seacat. Thank you to the Hooders. I would like to invite our next group of Hooders up to the stage. Dr. Elizabeth Emily Silcox. Dr. Jesse H. Silverman. Dr. Harrison James Smith. Dr. Nicholas Paul Smith. Dr. Diana Michelle Soto. Dr. Yakov Spira. Dr. Natasha Nitin Sukerkar. Dr. David Gabrielle Shisher Ezpa. Dr. Wilson Tan. Dr. Brijni Adelaida Tejada. Dr. Justin John Tepe. Dr. Jack Anthony Tesorario. Dr. Amanda Timmick. Dr. Amanda Elizabeth Torres. Dr. Rosemary Truen. Dr. Brian Tung. Dr. Jasmine Tuteja. Dr. Karen Upadhyay. Dr. Meyer Irva. Dr. Neil Vahil. Dr. Jordan David Vanderhoft. Dr. Olivia Hope Venero. Dr. Ashley Wang. Dr. Nancy Wei. Dr. Stephen Francis Wendelowski. Dr. Charles Mark White. Dr. Avery Charles Wilson. Dr. Tiffany Hao Yen Wang. Dr. Albert Cheyenne Wu. Dr. Amy Zishu Yan. Dr. Rubia Yahia Nasser. Dr. Kristen Wang Yoshihara. Dr. Kelvin Zheng. Dr. Allison Jing Zhang. Dr. Get Zhou. And Dr. Andrew Jeremiah Zimmerly.
The Hippocratic Oath will be administered to the graduates of the School of Medicine by Dr. Jerry Nadler, Dean of the School of Medicine.
Thank you. So in the medical profession, it has been a custom for more than 2,000 years that no one may be admitted to its honors who is not first expressly taken upon himself or herself its obligations. Very apropos for today with our guest speaker, although the ancient Greek language is replaced by modern English, we still find no nobler words than the most ancient in which to hand down the tradition of our college. Therefore, on behalf of your elders, I call upon the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine to take, as we have taken before you, the oath attributed to Hippocrates. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine please rise and will repeat after me? In addition, I invite any physician in the audience who wishes to retake the oath to also rise and join us. I do solemnly swear by whatever I hold most sacred that I will be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members. That I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor. That into whatsoever home I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick and the well to the utmost of my power, and that I will hold myself aloof from wrong and from corruption, and from the tempting of others to vice. That I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients and the prevention of disease, and will give no drugs and perform no operation for a criminal purpose, and far less suggest such a thing. That whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of men and women, which is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. These things I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this oath, may happiness and good repute be ever mine, the opposite if I shall be forsworn. Congratulations to the class of 2022. You may be seated. Everyone may be seated. Thank you.
I now call upon Dr. Edward C. Halpern, Chancellor and CEO of New York Medical College, to give his remarks. Dr. Halpern.
Imagine how hard it is to organize a graduation during a pandemic. Imagine how hard it is to graduate for 4 schools in 3 days during a pandemic under a tent. And we would not be here today without the heroic work of Vilma Bordenaro and the Commencement Committee. Thank you, then. May I offer the graduates the opportunity to stand and turn your back to me and thank your family and friends for bringing you to this day. I'm sure the parents will understand with me as I look out at the young doctors that one of the truisms of higher education is every year they stay the same age and I get older. Grand Marshal Murray called me to the podium to give a closing charge to the graduates in this free and ordered space of a university with green grass growing on our academic quadrangles. And in some ways, a university is a bubble where you can be walled off from the world, protected and nurtured for a period of time before being sent back into the world. And then in that free and ordered space, gunshots in Texas puncture the bubble, and the world intrudes on a happy day. My dear young doctors, we wish we had the power to protect you from the world, and we don't. The world insists on intruding on this free and ordered space. And therefore, we all recognize that this is yet another day of mourning from yet another act of violence. We further recognize that for some of our faith traditions, it is customary to temper celebration with a reminder of sadness, but we'd surely rather not. May the memory of the innocent children and teachers, first responders, grocery store customers, church and synagogue and mosque and temple goers and subway riders and all of those innocents whose lives have been lost be remembered, and may for all of them their memories be for a blessing. This college was founded in 1860. It is a 162-year-old community of scholars that exists for the generation, conservation, and dissemination of knowledge about the causes, prevention, and treatment of human disease and disability. Touro University was chartered in 1971 and is a 51-year-old university which provides educational opportunities and career paths to talented and motivated students, and has always shown particular attention to those who have been overlooked and underserved by higher education, but whom we know have the drive and the potential to succeed. New York Medical College has adapted to the times whilst remaining true to its core values. In Bryant Park in Manhattan, behind the 42nd Street Library, there is a large statue which honors the founder of this college, William Cullen Bryant. We know where he stood in the 1850s. Bryant thought that the great oppressors of the American people were racism, sexism, unbridled business avarice, and the scourge of alcoholism. His response to what he perceived as a fourfold threat was to advocate for the emancipation of the slaves and full voting rights, for voting rights for women, to support the rights of workers to form trade unions, collectively bargain, and if necessary, strike, a view which was supported by his colleague Abraham Lincoln, and the prohibition of alcohol. To Bryant, these proposals were all of a piece. When he established New York Medical College It was in his time and remains in our time a bastion against bigotry in health education and health care. The founder of Touro University, Bernard Lander, as a graduate student in sociology at Columbia University in the 1940s, wrote his doctoral thesis on the causes and preventive remedies of youth gang violence amongst the minority communities of Baltimore. New York City Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia created a Committee on Unity by mayoral executive order in February 1944 for the purpose, quote, to make New York City a place where people of all races and religions may work and live side by side in harmony and have mutual respect for each other, and where democracy is a living reality, close quote. Lander was a staff researcher for that committee, and I might well imagine that William Cullen Bryant and Bernard Lander would have much to agree upon. New York Medical College and Touro University are defenders of respect for all, and we are a place where there are no hyphenated people or patients. For our caregivers, there never are, there never shall be such a thing as an illegal or undocumented patient. Human beings are not and will never be illegal. And when human beings are ill, what they are our fellow humans in need of our help. We have learned painfully that discrimination against people by trying to place the blame for a pandemic upon them for their race or religion, whether in ancient times or the present, was, is, and remains evil. We have learned that othering people is wrong. Labeling any group as other and asserting that they don't belong here is a serious evil, and we have tragically seen over and again this month that othering via so-called replacement theory reminds us that words can kill. In 1867, this School of Medicine graduated Emily Stowe, the first licensed female physician of Canada, after she was rejected on the basis of gender by Canadian universities. In 1870, we graduated Susan Smith McKinney Stewart, the first black woman to get an MD in the state of New York and the third in the United States. In 1921, Israel Simon Kleiner, a diabetes researcher, became dean of this School of Medicine. He was the first Jewish dean of a historically majority medical school in the United States. In 1926, Mary Stark was appointed the first woman chair of a basic science department of any U.S. medical school. In 1933, Myra Adele Logan, graduate, would become the first woman to do open heart surgery and the second black woman to be elected to the American College of Surgeons. In 1967, Jane Cook Wright, class of 1945, became the first black woman to be named dean of a historically majority medical school in the United States. In 1978, Kathleen Morton became this college's president, one of the first women presidents of a historically male higher education institution. This college has a very proud history of inclusiveness and a tradition we carry on today. Over the past 60 years, this campus has grown schools which grant the degrees of Doctor of Medicine, Dental Surgery, Philosophy, Physical Therapy, and Public Health, Master of Science in the Biomedical Sciences, Bioethics, Biostatistics, Clinical Laboratory Medicine, Speech Pathology, Public Health, and certificates of competency in multiple disciplines. and we have developed robust programs of graduate medical education and dental education and continuing education. And we are proud to say that all of these programs have welcomed all students of all backgrounds. At this institution, we shall defend the proposition that this is a world simply filled of our fellow humans, all members of the human family, and sometimes are in need of prompt, expert, and humane care. And sometimes we shall be the ones in need of that care, and we shall treat others as we should expect to be treated ourselves. We know where the founders of Touro and New York Medical College stood. We know where we stand. And just like a tree that's standing by the water, we shall not be moved. Dear graduates, the faculty has sought ardently to educate. You have sought ardently to learn. We arrive at this day together in partnership. We are proud of what we have jointly achieved. While you have been with us, we have striven to impart both values and knowledge, because wisdom occurs at the confluence of knowledge and values. We confidently send you forth, well prepared for the challenges posed by your respective disciplines. And as you go forward, I charge you to commit yourselves to the highest professional and ethical standards, to render to each person the dignity that is rightfully theirs, to remember that you are stewards of the connected human family, to be compassionate to those in need, and to remember with pride New York Medical College and Touro University as we shall proudly remember you. Godspeed on your journey, young doctors of New York Medical College.
Thank you, Dr. Halpern. Revered members of the clergy, Chairman Mr. Mack, Trustees, Chancellor Halpern, Deans, faculty, distinguished guests, graduates, parents, and friends. The 163rd commencement of New York Medical College is concluded. Please remain seated until the stage party has cleared. The faculty and the students and graduates have completed the recessional. Congratulations, graduates. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.